Welcome back to the Lambda Log. Good morning, good evening, good night, good time of day, whatever it may be for you. This is week 10, day 3, Wednesday, the 25th of March. We're going at it. We started bright and early at 9 a.m. with artistic development. And so we kept reading through and working on our little scenes. I'll read ours. Here, wait. Yeah, so my scene partner and I went first, and this was our scene. There's Alex and Bella. Alex enters, says, "Have you fixed the photocopier yet?" Bella, "Almost. I just need to finish this one thing. Where have you been?" Alex is entered with a coffee in hand, obviously had enough time, didn't think it was important to be on time. Alex, "Traffic was horrendous." Sips coffee. "Ooh, that's hot." Bella, "Whatever. Did you bring the fuser unit?" Alex, uh, "Was I supposed to bring that? I thought I was supposed to bring the ink cartridges." Bella, "Right. Okay. We can't check if this is working properly without it." Pete, Bella considers this as a teaching moment. "What do you think we should do?" Alex, "Man, that's a tough one. I could call my dad." Bella, "No, no, 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 don't do that. He's a busy guy. No need to bother him with something this simple." Alex, "What should we do then?" Bella, "We need a fuser unit. We don't have one, so..." Alex, "Should I get one?" Bella, "That's a great idea." Alex, "Awesome. Where do I find them?" Bella, "We have them back at the office. You should know that." Alex, "Are you sure you didn't bring any extras?" Bella, "No, because I thought you were the one who was bringing it." Beat. Alex, "Are you mad at me?" Bella, "No, I'm not mad. Why would I be mad?" Alex, "Okay, good. It's just, you just have this mad look on your face." That could explain it. Bella, "Explain what?" Alex, "Nothing." Bella, "There's obviously something. What is it?" Alex is keen to change the subject. Alex, "Are you sure you don't have a spare fuser unit in the van?" Bella, "Alex, I'm asking you a question. Answer me." Alex continues to change the subject. Alex, yes, I think I saw a fuser unit in the utility. I'll go in." Bella, "What is everyone saying about me? Does everyone think I'm miserable or something?" Alex, "It may have come up a time or two." Bella, "I can't believe you're actually saying this." Alex, "Come on, you can't be that unaware. I mean, that's why the team wanted me to come with you today, because, you know." What? That was Bella. Alex, "The customers." Bella, "This is unbelievable. I'm a loyal employee for this company. I've gone above and beyond fixing photocopiers, and now I'm stuck with you. You know, you only have this job because your dad owns the business. You're unreliable, forgetful, and you'll never make it on your own. Some people have to actually work for a living and don't get everything handed to them on a plate." Alex, "Okay, let it out. This is good for you. But maybe don't yell so much. We're still on the job." Bella, "This isn't a therapy session. I don't even need you. This company couldn't even run without me. You know what? Screw your dad, screw you, and screw these photocopiers. I'm starting my own business." Bella's phone dings. She's got a text message. Alex, "You might want to check that." Bella checks her phone. "This is a joke." "Over a text message?" Alex, "Did the client complain?" "I told you, you need to work on your people skills. Your new business isn't going to take off if you carry on like that." Bella, "I don't need your advice. I'm done with you. You can fix the photocopier by yourself." Bella storms off. Alex is left alone, confused on what to do next. He sips his coffee. So the fuser unit. And that's the scene. Yeah, so some things that were good and understood was that I played Alex, my scene partner played Bella. So I was a Nepo baby. That made sense. That was clear. "Oh, that's hot" was a really economical way to show that Alex doesn't value the time of the other people as much. Good themes and archetypal people that either one could anybody could connect to either one. This is not a therapy session was a great line that people liked. Questions is how long have they been working together, or have they been working like at the place, and like who's babysitting who, because they like both think they're babysitting each other. Alex thinks he's trying to help Bella be more personable, and Bella thinks she's helping him learn how to do the job. And how long have they wanted to quit? Like how long has Bella wanted to start her own company? And there was questions about if people understood that she got fired over text. And then because we were reading the scripts with our phones, and so the question, somebody wondered if I had sent the text message and fired her like in the moment, standing in the room with her. Um, the fuser unit at the end, I think that might have been changed, or I misread it. Um, but when we did the scene, it was like, oh, I found the fuser unit there, and it was like Bella's mistake. But that kind of undercuts Bella's competency. Um, and then it felt like a sketch. And bringing the fuser unit back in the way that we did made it feel sketchy. It's like, oh, there's a fuser now, kind of a thing. It's fine, but it's less able to fit in a larger form thing, like a full series or movie or something. And then I have the fuser unit, and I didn't lose it. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, if it was purposeful, if I was just testing Bella and I had the fuser unit. Shout out Sandwich. Um, that could have been an interesting way to make it less predictable, less archetypal. When in a long story does this take place? Like, is this the beginning? It felt like kind of three scenes put together. And how do you psychologize these archetypal characters? How do you make them more human? And it could be like expanded into three scenes in the way that the first scene is just like showing the incompetence and the competency and getting the dynamic. Then it's another job, and then there's tension and pressure, and you see like the problem with people skills. And then the last scene is the explosion and the blow up. And then what if I was the boss, right? Like I just got a raise, not a raise, a promotion, and I'm this nepo kid who just got a boss. And then there's the power dynamic as well, but I'm not competent. And if Bella is incompetent, and like she doesn't have the fuser unit or whatever, then how do you show that? But yeah, it went well. And then two people went next, and it was two friends who, one of the friends was about to get engaged, and so her best friend was kind of like helping, and the fiance to be kind of planned out like it was going to be a escape room, and then after they saw the escape room, he was going to be there with the ring. But the friend character wanted to make it more interesting, exciting, so she like roofied her and drugged her, and then they appeared in this escape room tied up, and was like, what's going on? It had some great drop in energy, and we discovered it as they did. The soon to be fiance, or the soon to be person friend who's going to get engaged, it was from her point of view, which was great. And then what's the history with them? um and then it had some, they could have leaned more into the psychological realism of being tied up. Like what if they both, like, the crazy friend, what if she like drugged them both and she didn't wake up first, or she was faking it, so we just have like the the main girl like freaking out for a while, and then the realization. This one felt like multiple scenes together as well. Like there could be a whole scene of like freaking out and maintaining the feeling of it, and then it goes into the realization in a second scene. And then how long does does the crazy friends character like keep it up? It's like, oh, I don't know, like we got to get out of here. And then the next two went, and these were two cops partners, and there's been a murder, and you enter this scene, and it's clearly like a white supremacist Ku Klux Klan member, and he's been murdered, and he has like this racist white supremacist memorabilia and stuff around the room, and he um and one of the actors is black, so I don't know if the character, it would make sense that that character is black as well. um and then the other partner is seems to be older, or more by the book and more kind of straightforward, and so um you like slowly find out that one of them, um well like that the black cop was responsible for it, and he killed it, and then made a call in so that his partner, he could like pitch the idea. It's like, hey, let's do this, let's get rid of the scum of the earth, let's be vigilantes kind of. And so um yeah, the turn felt really natural and let the audience feel smart. It wasn't a melodramatic revelation. He wanted his partner to know. The psychological, oh, the philosophical debate was great about law and order versus justice, and clearly showed each attitude and feeling towards the crime and the victim, because the black cop came in with like a latte and sat down, and he was like, wow, this guy's a piece of crap, you know, and the other one had her gun drawn and was like taking it much more seriously. And then if you make the decision that that they've been partners for like 9 years, then when you start writing that, like if you make these decisions, those things will just seep out a little more naturally um, without being too heavy-handed. And then how many times has he done this, right? Is this a repeating thing? And how fresh is the body, right? Was it called in immediately? And clarify the phone call, because he called it in, and so that was like the tell. He said that like then he went upstairs and made the phone call. um and then the by the book cop, maybe she's had some hate crimes, and somebody that she loves killed by neo-Nazis, or these white supremacists, and so it's extra conflict. It's like, that's, I want to follow justice in that way. I want to do those things. It's hurt my family, but am I just dedicated to following the law and the position? Is a good one. And then the next two were two friends going for like the same job, and one was trying to get pregnant, and so the other friend like undercut her and told the job people that she was getting she was trying to get pregnant, and so she lost the job because of that. So there was great delayed info and acknowledgement. It had some great rewatchability value, and not dramatic irony because the audience didn't know, but like one of the characters knew. um and so I think that's got to be irony of some sort, like literarily, that doesn't sound like a word. It hooked us in. It was a great reveal, great slowly revealing for the character. Super well structured. Two women, both complicated, well psychologized. Some and there's a line by the friend who got the job that like someone that like well, maybe they just wanted someone who wouldn't be gone for a year, and just to really show that position on how they feel, like that mask slip, and then you see that unmasked position of that person and how they really feel towards pregnancy. And then where does this take place? They said it takes place in the toilet, like in the bathroom. um to have like a private conversation within a more public space. But how does the conversation start? Is it silent, and maybe the friend who has the job like initiates it, so that it has that feeling about it, um, of comfort, and it catches you more off guard? And then how deep is the friendship? Are they have they been friends forever? Like, what's the deal? And then our last scene, our last scene um, um, was like two spies, two partners, discussing like a problem that there was one who like was passed out on their desk, and then the other partner came and brought them a like a hangover remedy, like some something to help them sober up, and then was talking about how this the hungover one is their mentor who kind of helped them get to where they were is on the run, and then it turns out that um the other partner who like brought it, they resented him, they don't even know them, and it was um I think it would have been a great scene like within the context of a show, but it was really economical in a sense that we didn't know a ton as an audience member seeing that individual scene. But good established relationship. One was hungover, and the other one was getting them a cure, like I said. And then you don't know my real name was a line, kind of showing that everyone's kind of shady. You know, whatever relationship they did have, it was on false pretenses. And then what's going on? We need a little more information. It was too economic, and then it had a good like kind of MacGuffin of the food, this ham and cheese, and he was saying how you could push that even more, and saying maybe that this junior partner has always felt slighted, and so they always want to like they have to get food, but they always get the order wrong as their little rebellion to be like, I hate you. And then this day, as everything's going to fall apart for that senior partner, they can get the meal perfectly. It's like, oh, you got this exactly what I ordered. Thank you. And it's like, yeah, your mentor's gone. So bye. Um, and then never give the, oh, yeah, that's what I just said. And then there's also this story about like Jack's Bistro, that's where like their sacred place where they would tell the truth. And then it was kind of like revealed that this character, the junior partner, didn't respect that, and it was a cool reveal. That it would just have been nice to understand the context more. But how can you up the stakes for the senior partners like without say a safety net of a mentor? Does he turn to the junior partner? It's like, hey, you gotta help me, or like what's the deal there? And I don't know if that says demanding and where requires more or less info. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that one meant. But then we went to Spanish dance, and so we reviewed um, some technique to start. So something important is to keep your chest up and your core kind of in, and then your elbows are always want to be out, and connect your head to your thoughts. And there's this arrogance about it, but it's not just like I'm arrogant. It's like this cockiness. It's like, no, I won't look at you. Mm, right. And it's got that feeling about it. And then we reviewed each dance individually. And while Carlos was working with one or the other, the three of us who are in Gentlemen from Olmedo, we practiced ours. And then after we did one more run of each individually. And Carlos thanked us and explained how much he enjoys teaching us. Um, he also studied originally as a painter in his undergrad, and he said that he was told that 20% of his class would be able to like make money off of their art, but 90% of fine art like majors are employed because they're creative and they're able to work even um, if they're not working in their field. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a little bit of the dance. Okay, this is the gist of it. This should do it. Okay. So we just went over it a bunch. So let me see if I can get it. So we start where we bring our elbows up and then ba, and then here, and then boom. And then we go into the bowl, pa, and then we turn, and then we bring it down, and then we go ba 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 ba, and then that turns into this, which I always forget, ba, and then to bum bum, and then this turns into the like scooting the bowl, and it's like ba 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 da, ba 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 ba, and this goes ba, stomp, and then ba da ba ba down, ba into here to here to here, quick, wah, and then you come over here. And what's this part? Oh, am I gonna forget? Oh, I think that comes here to, and then you go. Wait, is it here to here to here to bring it around? Bum, pa, boom. And then you just like follow the person, and you're the bull. And then you go in. And so that's the main dance. I told you I'd get it. And then this other one is we're entering and we go stomp, heel. So we're moving on 16 counts to get to our spot. We go stomp, heel, heel, 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 stomp for 16. And then we go into heel, heel, heel. Well, there's a step, heel, 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 heel. We do that for 8 counts. And then once we do that, we bring our arms up and we're like and then we're like changing it on each one, like da 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 da. And we go ba da 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 da. Then we do that 4 times. I think that was 3. And then it goes ba 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 ba. And that's our dance. That's what we've been working on. And then we had combat, which I'm probably just gonna move right back over there. We worked on our fight. We finished our transition into the unarmed bit because we didn't learn that transition from what it is. And so yeah, and we added the lines from The Empire Striketh Back. We're doing the Luke and Vader scene. So we're in a good spot. We went slow and worked on the intention. We'll have time after classes later in the week. I think it's when I'm filming this today, Thursday, and maybe Friday. But let me get my weapons, and then we'll do that again. Get that out of the way. Okay. So let's see if I can do this whole thing. So we start, and I say some lines. He says some lines, and I say, 'Tis Vader and 'tis Vader and 'tis fate. Let it begin. And I go, boom, and he blocks it, and then I block it, and then I bring it up, and then I kick him, wah, and I go slash, slash, and then he blocks that. He avoids that, and then he comes back here, and I block it. Wait, no. And I block it this way, and then I change to a backhand grip, and I'm like, haha, gotcha. Whoom. And he dodges those. And then we go here, and then I go here, and then he brings this over and shoulders me, and then I block him here, and I try to go, and he beats it away, and I block him here, and then I take this, he comes in here, and I block it, and then I swing this around, and I kick his arm, and I disarm him, and I throw him out of the way. And now I have two swords, and he has one. And then we say some lines. And I think that, like, you may find me full of surprises yet, something like that. And then he's like, and he comes in like here, and he's like, oh, yeah, come get my thigh. And I'm like, okay, I will. And so I go for it, and he hits it. And then he comes in here, and I block it. And then I come and swing over at his shoulder, and he blocks it. Then he comes in here. I block it double. And then I come in here. He blocks it. He swings. He bats it away. It's a beat. And then he comes in hard. And then I take both of those, and I'm like, whoo. And I go, gut. He misses. Top. He blocks it. Then I come in for the stab, and he brings this down and cuts my hand, and I drop my dagger. So now we're both in single sword. And then we say something. And I say, what do I say? Something. I'll learn the lines. I have till Sunday. Then we come in, and now it's this form. And so now I come in here. He blocks it. Here. So ba, ba. And then I beat that away. Yeah? Yeah. And then I beat that away, and I go for his hip. And then he goes, and then I bring it here, and then I try to get under him, but he doesn't. And then I swing it away. And I come for... What do I do there? Sorry, slash up. It's hard to do without a person. I block at some point here. And then I go for his hip, and then he beats it, and then I go again. And then he brings it over, and I block it, and then I step to the side, and then I push him away. I'm like, watch it, man, watch it. And then I say whatever line. Or no, we don't say lines in between this. And then we reset. Because, yeah, I did that. And now I go left side, left to the right. And then he goes for the punta reversa, which is here. And I'm like, nope. And then I'm like, I gotcha. And then he blocks that with a big beat, I think. No, that's the end. But he blocks that with the punta reversa. I'm messing it up. Dang it. Well, you've seen the video. And then there's that. And then how do I get him out? Anyway, there's a transition there somewhere. Then we go into the third section of the single sword. And then we start with the reversed on guard. And then I open it up. I'm like, ha, gotcha. And then I drop in. And then he comes in. I'm like, nope. And then I drop in, but I don't have any room. So I'm here. And then he comes in. I'm like, nope. And then I'm like, just kidding. I'm going to attack you. Boom. I'm going to attack you again. Boom. I'm going to attack you up here. Boom. Oh, maybe that's when he does that? I don't know. Oh, I'm missing this transition too. From there, Yeah, and then I go for his hip, and then he comes in, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotcha," and and then I duck, and he stabs there, and I go for his eye, and then he blocks it, and then he like takes my sword, and goes bah, and then I have a swordless, and so now I'm single hand. I'm like, um, you'll have to try a different trick or something because I move with all the power of the force. And then he comes in for a big kick. Oh, no, no, no. He comes in because he has a sword. So he comes to slice down. I'm like, nope. And then he swings for my gut, and I'm like, nope. And then he comes in this way and I grab his arm and I push him down this way, but I'm going to change the angle so you can see. And so I have his shoulder here and the sword there. I throw the sword up, but then I grab his arm, punch him, and then we're single hand. And then he's like, let your anger overtake you. And then I go for the face. He dodges it, big swing, dodges it. And then I've overexposed myself. So he punches me here quick once, there quick once. I stumble back. He goes for a big like chest kick. I dodge it. I come around, punch him in the face. Then we end up here, but I'm going to change it to here. And then he comes in. I block him here. I nap him in the stomach. And then I come for the arm. He grabs my arm, twists it around. Then I spin on the ground. And imagine I'm on the ground. And then I pull him over me. And then we pop back up. And then I'm like, oh, I got you, nerd. And then I go left, blocked. Overexerted, he grabs that arm again, throws it over his shoulder, breaks it. Oh no. Now I'm like Luke because I lost my hand. And then he comes in. I block him, knee him in the face, and then I go to kick him. Whoosh, and he grabs my leg. He twists it. Starting to break it. And then he uppercuts me in the face, force grabs me, brings me closer, and then he like roundhouse kicks me. And then we say the end, and then he's like, I'm on the ground. And well, I do it. Maybe you can see. And then he's like, come save me. And I'm like, my arm and stuff. And then I go, and I punch him in the face. And I get up and I run away. And that's basically our whole thing. So that's what you missed on Glee. Yeah. Someone's alarm is going off. And then we had lunch, and it was nice. And they did their speeches during lunch. It was sick. Then we had accents with Jess, and we went around reading Happy Valley Scene, which I think I read for you last week, so I'm not going to read it again. But we just went one by one, performing it with Jess individually, like in front of the class, and then receiving some individual notes. And so don't get stuck. I wrote everybody's notes and then my individual ones, but don't get stuck in one vocal position, right? One pitch or resonance. It might feel normal to be the whole time. The whole time. I'd have to practice. I'm not ready to turn it on right away. But be careful not to slip into the Northeast like with Geordie. Watch the punch group, the punch sound, punch sound. And the glottals don't make that T shape with the tongue. So instead of saying what, say what. Because once it goes into making a shape of the T, what, that's very Geordie. It comes easier if you're more relaxed. Watch your goat vowel. Your goat. Goat. Avoid those Y endings. It's not like me. It's not like E, it's eh. Like personally. There is a time it says you and me. If it's stressed like that, you can say me. But if it's like myself, myself personally is a part. So it's myself personally. Mark your text with reminders. Marking your text with reminders is great. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. I almost said bless me. There's this video about this guy who's like giving an interview and then he sneezes and he's like, bless you, thank you. He's like, excuse me, bless you, thank you. He like has a conversation with himself. Just reminded me of that. That's funny. But marking your text is great for reminders, but don't let it control you. Don't just be doing that. Trust yourself. You need a little bit of flow. You want to sell it, right? Convince people that you're natural. So like lean into it and make sure to glottalize the end of T's, especially like linking T's. Yeah, and then me, I need to still release situation. I got excited to do it. I was like, situation? All right, I don't know. I just pushed it. Situation. All right, here's the situation. And I same with get. Here's the situation. Get out. Be indulgent with the sounds. Go over the top, right? It's the stage version of the accent. I'll leave you to sort it out. I'll leave you to sort it out. I did a little like D kind of tipped. I'll leave you to sort it out. I'll leave you to sort it out. Sort it out. And so I'll leave you to sort it out. To sort it out. Make sure you hit that T. That was me specifically. And then you got to do drill, then play, drill, then play, drill, then play, right? You drill so that you get the accuracy and you play so you get the flow. Yeah, she said I was doing well. It's not I can't remember the word I wanted. Unmarkable, untraceable, unflaggable, and there's a word that she said that I was like, oh, I covet that. She didn't say it today though. Then I paired up with somebody and I described an object in SSB. I described my notebook. It's like, yes, it was great to go back to SSB and say, this is my notebook. It's kind of a dark teal, but it has this coloration in which it's got darker parts and lighter parts. And it's got some flowers on it and some insects, a monarch butterfly, another butterfly, some caterpillars and some flowers of different colors. And it's all very great. Yeah, it's got ladybugs and bees, honeybees, I guess. Beetles and praying mantises. So yeah, it was great to practice the SSB again and give that a go. Yeah, it was lovely. And then we had acting through song, and it was Eric again, and I just learned he went to BYU. Wild. We had a new pianist today. We had Tim Murray. He was a cool guy. But the first person sang "Say the Word," and it's it's from the unauthorized autobiography of Samantha Brown. It was a great song. I really liked it. Great first try. They worked on identifying the tactics and objectives and not worrying about the quality of the song. So somebody stood up to be the person she was singing to and to comfort. Her first tactic was to comfort him. It didn't quite work, so tried to humor him, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. But now make it for him, not the audience. And you don't have to do too much and trust yourself. And apparently, trying to make someone laugh is incredibly difficult when it's not trying to make the audience laugh. I still haven't figured that one out. But then she switched tactics to, I can't remember what, like comfort or convince. I'm not sure. But it should feel really different, like in the body, but don't overly internalize it. Internalizations for screen, because you can get like right close and you can see this, right? You can see the eyes changing. That on stage, like even over here, that's like 5 feet away. Not even, that's like 3 feet away. And you start losing things. So make sure that it's externalized. It's showing. And make dramatic reason for the key change. Listen and learn the music, and let the music help. And then the next person went and sang Mira from Carnival, the musical. Man, I'm taking forever. I apologize. This is gonna be a long video. Already is. Um, so there's like a 10-bar intro. So Eric had her wander through and into starting the song. So like walk around, and it was walking with purpose. It was getting somewhere. And don't work for us, walk for us, walk for you. Right? It was very tender and sweet. I enjoyed the song. Um, and he said, don't worry about the breath right now. This is a very relaxed song, and you can breathe if you need to, right? And the accompanist will follow. He said, like if you had to, um, if you were in a position in which if you set a metronome to the song, it would be wildly off, and that's okay. That's how the song is. It's kind of very free, and that leaves room for thought and things. And then Eric said, let's pretend that this person that she's in love with is the person that she's talking to, and she's trying to convince him to sweep her off her feet and take her home and love her and make this perfect home for her, right? So the tactics they talked about was first to flirt, then to humor, and then to convince with logic, right? Logos. And then he got her out of the pre-rehearsed movements. And they were talking about humor and how it's still difficult. And he was like, make me laugh. And then she's like, I don't know. What am I doing? And then he's like, it's hard, right? And he's like, it's way simpler than you think. Find the love in the humor. And there's no right way, ground it. And then the next person went, and it was the last person. And he sang a song in French, and it was kind of a pop song, and the music was I think different than what he practiced with, and it was a little difficult, and so they were just discussing like why that song and how it helps, and how to work on it. And so drama for the sake of drama isn't fun to watch. So why do you enjoy the song, or how can we find the purpose in the drama? And so what's the characters, and what are they going through? And then drama comes from something to lose, like joy. If there's joy on stage, then there's something to lose, therefore drama. So he tried to make it a little more narrative, singing to the ex by making them feel awful, like you show up at 3 a.m. and it's like, okay, we're doing this. And then made it much more active, and it needs to be active. And then we just started talking about generals. I was going to sing, but it would have been an extra one for me. So we didn't get to me, which is fine, because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't know if I'm actually like super prepared, but whatever. And then this class is focused on objectives, tactics, and obstacles. It's all Udahagen, right? So how can you put that into singing? A song sung to self needs to have a journey and a change, convincing self, right? Most songs are sung to people even if they're not on stage. But if someone's not on stage, how do you recreate that? And if someone's really singing to themselves or just expressing their feelings, then there needs to be an arc and a change. So make sure the song is external, because if not, it loses that activity. And when you're auditioning or performing individually, it's your world and you're playing it the way you want to, right? It doesn't have to fit the given circumstances of the play. And when performing musical theater, the musical theater songs, you must have your own rendition to come to your own conclusions, right? Don't copy someone else's work, create your own, and learn what you're good at and what works for you. That's what this whole program's for. And this is all about taking the most and the best for me, for what I need. And this is kind of like our first rehearsals, and there's help and things for other people. And then we had our last movement class with Nicoletta, and we learned the last Laban efforts. So first we stepped into the circle after grounding ourselves a little bit. And then we lined up in 3 at a time, and we did we did our different movements. This is a very active video. You're welcome. Let's see. So we started by going 3 at a time, and we just walked. And we did that twice. And then we walked backwards. And we did that twice. And then we hopped. And then we hopped backwards. And then we hopped in the quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we did that backwards. And then we did this little jumping jack thing. And then we did this other thing that took me forever to learn, but I think I figured it out. And it was you go out, then you bring it in. Dang it, it's hard. The movement is as follows. You go, I'm trying to find this. Okay. So you start together, you go out, then you bring one foot in, then you put it down, and dang it. Out. That's it. But yeah, it was hard. It's whatever. And then we did that, and then we did like a bear crawl. So we were on our hands and feet, and then we did like a crab walk this way. And then we went backwards. And then we did this like side thing where we're like da 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 da. But we did that from facing both sides. And then we explored the Laban effort. The heat is on in my room and it's uncomfortable and I can't turn it off. The Laban efforts we explored today were press and push. That was one. It's like a push or press. Thrust or punch. And then glide. And so for press, it's strong, heavy, sustained, and direct. So that's a press. And you can press with your eyes. And then thrust. She likes to use thrust because punch feels like so much to do with the arms and hands. But it's strong, heavy, sudden, and direct. So bah, bah. You can thrust with your head or your gaze, right? But it's got that sudden movement. And then glide is light, sustained, and direct. Just right. And so we explored these as the same as last week. So we started by like sitting in a chair or standing and then just exploring what that felt like. And then we got up and we moved around and then we interacted with people. We shook hands that way. We said some lines that way. We got up from the floor and down to the floor. We explored it all. And then we we did that. And then we created a movement that we felt symbolized it. Like I think for thrust, I went papa, and then you make it big and clear. You try to get your whole body involved, papa, and then you bring it down and it's slower. It's not less intention, but it's slow. It's smaller until it's just internalized, and then you feel the feeling of it. And with glide, I just had an emotional experience. I just kind of sat there, and then music started playing, and I just started crying. And I just felt like childhood and being lifted up and perfectly led directly to where I needed to go. And so I just kind of embraced that feeling and just cried. And I was like, this is nice. And then I got up and I moved around a little bit, but it was mostly just an experience. I was like, that's solid. I enjoy gliding. And that was the day. And then one of our classmates scheduled I was going to charge that. One of our classmates scheduled a little pizza party. And he was just like, yeah, we're going to go get pizza after class. And we did, and it was delicious, and it was wonderful. And life is good. I'm so tired. If you can't tell, I feel like my eyes are like a third of the way open. But I hope you have a wonderful day. I apologize for this 50-minute video, but I hope it's worth it. Bye.